supporter of mine late in the campaign.
Not very.
She didn't vote for me in the straw poll, but that's okay. All is forgiven.
We worked it out, right?
We worked it out.
Yeah, we're good.
And she was great help and support. So thank you very much, Jane. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
To the dean, to all the other candidates, and it's great to be back here in Marshalltown, and great to be back in Iowa. I'm very, very excited to be here, and so great to see so many people here, and it's great to be at a pizza ranch. I was sort of having pizza ranch withdrawal, having lived on Pizza Ranch pizza for about a year, and I think we were up to about 26 pizza ranches that I'd been to over the state of Iowa, driving around with my good friend Chuck Laudner. Chuck's over here. Chuck is, you may have heard of the Chuck truck. Well, there's Chuck in the Chuck truck. We just got dropped off in it, and it's one of my favorite things from the campaign was a graphic that was in the New York Times about a week before the election, and it was a story on how the campaigns travel, and it was a one of these cartoon kind of things where it just had a chart and it listed all the candidates alphabetically. Of course, I was last, SB my last name. And first was Michelle Bachmann. And so it had Michelle's name, and then it had a little picture of a car, and then a picture of a silhouette, cartoon picture of an SUV, and then a bus, and then a bunch of stick figures as to all the people that how she would travel in the caravan that she would be. Then Herman Cain was next, and they had a bus, 2 SUVs. Then Newt, same thing. Then Romney, airplane, bus, SUV, all this kind of stuff. And then it came down to me, and of course all these staff people, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 staff people. They came down to me, and it was a Dodge Ram pickup truck, my son John and Chuck. And so that's how we did it. And we did it the old-fashioned way. We worked really hard, and the people of Iowa responded. And I know I'm here to obviously lend my voice in support of the whole ticket here, and Ben Lange in particular. Ben's one of those kind of workers. 2 years ago, he took on a challenge that no one really thought was possible, and taking on the golden-haired boy of Nancy Pelosi, Bruce Braley, someone who is rubber stamp is too kind of a word for him, as someone who's in the back pocket of the hardcore left and of Nancy Pelosi in Washington D.C. and is funded that way. Has enormous amount of resources out of Washington all around the country that are going to be pouring into Northeast Iowa to keep their fair-haired liberal in Congress. And Ben knew that when he ran 2 years ago. And I remember doing some campaigning for him a couple of years ago, and all the way up and down, actually up and down the rivers where most of the campaigning I did. And Ben was just undeterred. He just worked hard, and we tried to let folks know around the country that we had a real opportunity to win this race. And frankly, just people didn't pay attention. They just didn't think it was possible that Nancy Pelosi's fair-haired boy with all that money could actually be in a tough race. And Ben came within, I don't know how many,
1.9.
1.9%. I know a little bit about what that's like. And it came within 1.9%. And it really came down to something that I also know something about. People not believing you can win. And if people don't believe you can win, then they just tend not to do things that they might otherwise do if they thought you had a chance. And make those phone calls, talk to the people at church, go to, do the kinds of things, the door to door, talk to the neighbors and things like that. Well, I don't think anybody questions right now that Ben Lange can win this race, and that Ben Lange is the right guy. And you have an opportunity to do a great favor. This is a threefer. Okay, a threefer, and I know they get 2-for-1 specials here. This is a 3-for-1 special. Okay, by electing Ben Lange, you get 3 things you can accomplish. Number 1, you can get a strong conviction conservative, someone who has Iowa roots, Iowa values, small town, wonderful family, strong believer, someone who's got true strong convictions, someone who isn't going to go to Washington and get swept up in the being anybody's buddy, but working for the values of the people of this of Iowa and this community. You get someone like that, which is a good thing, and it's important because we need a strong conservative Congress in the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives is sort of the instigator. They're the folks that sort of put down under Nancy Pelosi, they did this on the other side, where Nancy Pelosi would put down a far left bill and then force the United States Senate to come closer to them in a compromise. Because it is Republicans and Democrats fighting, but it's also the House and Senate. And the Senate is always the more moderate body, no matter who controls it. And so the stronger the House can be in planting the flag for the kind of change that's necessary, the closer, the more you're going to pull the Senate in that direction. And so you need a strong conservative majority in the House. We don't have that right now. We have a Republican majority. We don't have a conservative majority in the House. We need to elect more conservatives. You have an opportunity here in Iowa to go 4 for 4. You got 4 strong candidates, 4 contested races. 4 races are going to be the focal point in the state, in the country, here in the state of Iowa. And if you can elect Ben, you can make sure that pole is planted as solidly on conservative ground as possible to move the Senate, and hopefully with Mitt Romney get something really, really dramatic and positive to get this country back on the right track. So that's number one. That's one bonus. Number 2 is you're going to help elect Mitt Romney. Iowa is one of those swing states. We're one of 12 states in the country out of 50 that are going to decide the presidential race. So not only do you get a big impact as a caucus goer here in the state to sort of get that ball rolling, but now you're going to have a big impact in November. And the more you can get folks energized and involved, particularly a lot of conservatives who may be, at this point, you're hearing they may be disaffected by what's going on in the presidential race. Well, let's get them excited about a strong conservative that they can get excited about and get them involved, get them active, get them registered at your church or, like I said, in your school, in your community. Get them registered, get them active, get them voting in support of Ben. They come out and vote, they're going to vote for Mitt Romney. If they come out and vote, they're going to vote for Ben. So you can help Mitt from the bottom up in electing him and winning the state of Iowa. And number 3, you can do the people of Iowa a great favor. You can end the political career of Bruce Braley. Yeah. He's not only he's a fair-haired boy. If he wins this race, he will be on a statewide ticket somewhere doing something. And that's not going to be a good thing either for Governor Branstad if he's running for re-election or for potentially an open seat for the United States Senate. You have an opportunity to do a great service to the state by defeating Bruce Braley and putting his political prospects on a detour. By the way, as we're driving around Iowa, there are a lot of detours these days. Yeah. So anyway, this is a 3-fer in this election. And so I just want to thank you for coming out. I want to thank all of you who were helpful and supportive of me. I just was asked a reporter, what my favorite memories. It'd take a day just to talk about all the wonderful experiences I had and we had as a family, because the family spent a lot of time here in the state of Iowa. And just seeing all these faces here and reminding me, it just brings me back home here of just a few months ago and seeing these types of crowds come out. It is just wonderful to see here in the middle of the afternoon, summer afternoon, so many people are out who are interested, who understand that big things are at stake in this election, and that you have an opportunity here in the state of Iowa to have a huge, profound impact in November. And I'm excited to see that the energy and the enthusiasm that I encountered when I was here last fall and into the caucus is still alive and well. You understand your role that you need to play, and I just want to encourage you to do everything you can to help Ben, do everything you can to help Governor Romney and the entire ticket, and you can count yourself as a patriot, because I just finished a book. It's coming out in October, which is called American Patriots. It's stories of about 30 of our